What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. This is going to be podcast episode 2 of the SKP podcast. Today, we are talking about these last couple of weeks. We had a crazy couple of weeks go by where we signed 2 new clients. We had a business come in and record their podcast here in this studio. And we got our first paycheck, which was super cool as a business.
Yeah, it was a crazy week to say the least.
Because you're still working a full-time job.
I am still a full-time software engineer. I don't know if I've mentioned that on any of our videos, but
yeah,
that is my full-time job. I'm 40 hours a week, sometimes in the office, sometimes working from home. So it's been
last
exhausting.
week you were from home, made it a little bit more flexible. This week you were in the office.
Yeah,
and it was rough. It's been a long week.
It has been a very
We're recording this on Thursday, so we got one more day to go. But yeah, it's been a long week for you.
We're almost there. I at the start of this week, I was like, man, this is gonna be hard. I don't know if I can do it, but we're almost there. We're this is what I like doing, being in the studio, making podcasts.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Let's get into
how crazy let's get into so our first client. We met up with TJ McClellan from Fitness Realty located here in Utah. He's a realtor. They run their own gig. Super great guy, very charismatic.
Yeah.
He was interested in working with us on our social media management and that sort of stuff. He also runs a podcast. He's on episode 50, or no, we did 60. So we released 60 for him yesterday. Mm-hmm. That went live yesterday. But yeah, he's got a full podcast going where he was doing it off of his webcam in his office and hiring some people out to edit it for him. But it was just not the quality that he was looking for. Yeah. And we kind of explained our services and wanted to bring that quality to him, which I think we did.
I think so too. And I don't know if, like you said when you were meeting with him, that you had showed him a picture of you in the studio.
Yeah.
And he was like, sign me up.
He was all about it. He's like, oh, all right, let's do it. When can we do it?
Yeah,
so,
no, and I think that's it just goes to show, like, you put in, making a good little studio like this, and like good things will come, and that's what happened. And we're super excited to have him on. He's a super cool dude. I hope he wants to shoot more here. It seems like he does. I mean, we have him as a client now, so we're super stoked on that. But yeah, it was huge for us to like get him.
I mean, because we had talked about doing like almost client retainers for running social media, and that's what we have. We've signed 2 clients, but when we started this, it was going to be, us making our own content, doing YouTube and podcasts and that sort of thing. And we were kind of trying to find our way on like, how are we going to make money? How are we going to do this?
And I'll be honest, like when you came to me with that idea, I was so down for like, starting a YouTube channel and like doing this type of stuff. And like, obviously we're going to stick with doing this type of stuff.
Oh, I love it.
But you came to me with that idea and you said you wanted to make money. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know if you know YouTube very well, but like you got to like work. I mean, to get,
you got to be consistent,
just even a little bit.
And I mean, you can probably tell this is our second podcast. And I think our first one got I think it's at 19 views right now, and our vlog is at like 3 or 4.
Yeah, over like the span of like 2 weeks or something.
But you know what? We're sticking with it. We're going to be consistent.
Yeah. If you haven't watched our first podcast, it's about going to post and creating content and like just getting your content out there, whether you're going to get 3 views or whether you're going to get 300,000 views. Like, you should just be posting. Anyway, so we'll link that down below. Go check that out.
Yeah. And we took the principles from that podcast and we applied it to these last 2 weeks. Hardcore.
It's like we got that tattooed or something. Like, that was just set in stone. I mean, it was crazy how things just blew up. Yeah. I mean, I'm like still shocked, and I still get chills about talking about how fast things escalated, and like, oh my gosh, it was just insane.
So let me just ask you this. How was it for you? Because if you guys don't know, I ran a custom woodworking business. It was my own business. I did it by myself. And it was really cool to make something and then be paid for it just yourself.
For sure.
How did you feel like when we did that and we got paid? How did that feel?
Well, I will say the woodworking was quite the skill. I will say those boards were pretty sick. Anyways,
yeah. All right, thanks,
man. But yes, getting that first paycheck was like, man, it's like it leaves me speechless because I don't know.
Did you ever think you'd be running your own business?
No. Well, I've always had dreams of doing it, and like I never knew like what I wanted to do. I never knew. It's so hard because these days like everything is created, everything's out there, like it's being done like 10 million different ways.
It seems hard to break in.
It seems hard to break in and hard to get into, and like all this stuff, and like starting it is just, it's a huge risk. Yeah. 2, you don't know like how we didn't think where we are now. Like we didn't think,
like 2 weeks ago that we'd be
where we are. And so like we had no idea. And so the fact that it's changed that drastically and moved so fast, like,
and that is straight up from like putting in the work and pitching ourselves to people.
That was like, I mean, to start, yes, I agree. Like you put in so much work, and like I think
don't play the blame game on that. Like,
okay, someone that works has to work 40 hours a week. I mean, I get it, but it's I think we both put in a lot of time. We know what we wanted.
Dude, we went after it.
We went after it, and it was great, and here we are, and it's freaking crazy.
I got you something. Speaking of our first client, I did.
I didn't know we were doing gifts today.
No, we're not.
Oh, great.
Just one.
Brother from another mother.
There you go.
I don't know if you guys can see that. I love the wrap job, the nice duct tape.
Straight up duct tape.
I need my knife. Where's my knife at? We had talked about this. I don't know if you can see this yet, but we had talked about this. Like the second we got that paycheck, we're like, we need to do this.
Yep. Iconic.
And I'm sure many businesses do this.
Oh, yeah.
Get that crap out of here.
Oh, yeah.
This, and it's dated.
Yep.
Is they framed $1 bill that we made.
I have to admit something.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
He Venmo'd me, so
oh yeah.
This is not
technically it's
a symbol of our work.
Thank you.
I wanted you to have that.
We that's gonna go somewhere where we're gonna remember that.
Yep.
But this is huge. Like if you don't own your own business, or if you do, I should say, if you do own your own business, and I'm sure you've seen this idea, around every small business or any business owner, like this is very symbolic and very huge to have. So thank you,
dude. You put yourself into a business and you made money.
Well,
like
I'll
you
put
did
it.
Here. I think that's awesome.
I think it's crazy. Like the feeling of like you said, when you sold like your first cutting board or whatever it was with the woodworking, like that feeling, but like I don't. And so getting that is like,
it's cool.
It hits home. It's pretty crazy.
So anyway, that's our first client. Now moving into signing that client, we signed them on a service-based agreement, and we signed one other client that kind of stumbled.
Which mind you was the week after we signed this client, right? Maybe 2 weeks.
We signed them within a 2-day period.
Okay,
it was the week after we had him in our studio. Wow. So then we signed him. Then the next day we locked in our second client, which we'll keep off the books for now, who that is, just because their grand opening is coming up. So we want to kind of have a reveal for that. Have something to look forward to for you guys.
You will definitely hear about it.
Yeah.
That one's going to be big. That is going to have hopefully more opportunities to follow it.
Yeah. And I think that's the coolest part is with both these clients, they are both interested in symbiotic relationships. Like they want to help us out just as much as like we want to help them out.
Agreed.
And especially with Fitness Realty, like I already know TJ said, like he had us on his podcast. Like we recorded an episode
like
with him.
Day one.
Yeah. Like I think it's going to come out on Monday. Yeah. It's going to come out on Monday. So
really?
Yeah, like 4 days from now.
See, it's like, okay, I got to say, like making your first dollar or making your first paycheck is something. But when you have filmed or done something or created something for someone else to post on their side, and you can say that my name's on that, I edited that.
He's not ashamed of it either. He told me today, like I went and talked to him today, and he's like, man, like I had a couple more people tell me like it looks great, and
that's awesome.
It's cool.
Yeah, no, that's something else. Like if you can look at a video, you're scrolling, your friend is scrolling or whatever, and sees like a video that you made or that you produced or whatever it is, like that's almost like worth more than any. There's no price tag to that.
There really isn't.
So
putting yourself out there.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, this other client we got, very happy with that. I hope that can lead to more opportunities because it's only up from here, I think.
I think so too. And I think, we've started doing some work for them. We're going to heavily do more work starting kind of in this next week and build our content base with them so that we can start really posting for them and building their presence, because it's a brand new business. It's something that, it's not a franchise. It's not anything like that. Like this is it's cool. I'm excited to announce what it is, but it's cool.
It's cool to be, like you said, it's cool to be like working alongside someone who wants to also help us out, but also is like trying to build themselves. Like we're trying to help them build, they're trying to help us. So it's just we're just kind of playing off each other. And I think it's motivating. Like it's just like starting from ground zero almost, like together, and just being able to like grow your business together.
Build that relationship
for sure. And that's like the biggest thing with our clients is like having that relationship and being able to work together and work hard and have the same
kind of building that trust
goals
too. I think it's super important.
Yeah.
Anyway, that has been our crazy week. We've been swamped trying to get our systems in place. So I think our next podcast, we're going to talk about systems that we're putting in place, how we are kind of organizing our business to take care of these clients and provide the best quality and best content that they can ever have.
Yeah. Stay tuned for that next podcast. We're definitely excited to release that. That's kind of like another, what do you call it? Like a quick tips type of thing.
Kind of just like a behind the scenes, transparent of our business is like, hey, we're putting together systems,
and we're like we're no like master degree business owner people. Like we're just doing this. We're kind of I wouldn't say we're like shooting from the hip, but like we're just figuring things out as we go.
Yeah, we're self-taught. I mean,
I think being able to like put the systems in place and things, you guys will hear about it. I should stop talking about it. We'll talk more about it.
All right, you guys, you heard it here. We will see you next time talking about our business systems and how we're staying organized. See you in the next one.